The best way to save money is to stay focused. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I would like to talk to you about what does it take to save enough money for you to be able to buy a home. So let's start. Make sure that you create an Excel file and you know your exactly expenses. And the reason why, let's say you make about $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, but you don't really keep track of your expenses, and your expenses are actually $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, you're losing money. So my recommendation, and this is something that I always recommend to first-time buyers, is make sure you have an Excel file with all your expenses for the last 6 months. This will allow you to keep understanding and have a better understanding of where your money is going and how you can cut your expenses so that you can put this extra expenses that are unnecessary in towards buying a home. So now that you have created an expense Excel file, it is also very important to make sure that you can predict your budget. What do I mean by that? Let's say you're making about $3,000 a month, and with your expenses you're at about $2,500 net that is left. You need to be able to ask yourself, how much money can I save at the end of the year? And the reason why you should do that, if let's say you can save about $30,000 in the next year, but the prices of the homes are growing at about $50,000, $60,000 a year, my recommendation to you will be to do everything you can and get a mortgage with the existing down payment and not to wait for an extra year to save up $30,000 when the houses are actually going to increase at $60,000 a year. So here is another point that I really want to stress out, because people at our age tend to go out to restaurants all the time, and they spend quite a lot of money in the restaurants buying fancy bottles of wine and just really living large. To be able to buy a home in today's market, you have to make sure that you put as much money aside, even if it means cutting the restaurants out of 4 times a week to maybe twice a week. And yes, buying a bottle of wine for $100 might seem like it's a nice meal, but at the same time, that bottle could cost you at LCBO or at any liquor store about $20. So you're paying extra $80 every single time that you're at a restaurant. So keep in mind, going out to a restaurant is fun and exciting, but at the same time, it will not help you buy your dream home. So now that we talked about the restaurant, let's talk about the serious point. You have to create yourself a saving plan. From the get-go, you just finished university, you have to understand that saving money is the most important thing that you can possibly do for yourself. And there is a saying, short-term gain towards long-term commitment. So in other words, if you're not spending money right now, but the long term you will have a nicer amount towards down payment, this is the long-term goal. So avoid the small expenses that are just like, I need to buy a new purse, new shoes, new. Everything is just new just because you want to keep up with where your friends are. But remember, if you're smart enough and you're putting money aside as soon as you're able to do, any money aside is better than no money aside. This will really help you out, save up enough money for you to buy a home in the next few years. In today's market, main job 9 to 5 might be not enough. If you really set your mind towards buying a home within the next 2 to 3 years, I will highly encourage you getting a second job, which means you're done your work at 5 o'clock, get yourself a side hustle. And the reason is, you need to be able to create this momentum. You need to create extra income for you to buy a home. Yes, I know it sounds crazy, but at the same time, spending 3 to 4 hours every single day watching Netflix does not produce you even $1. So don't spend time watching Netflix. Take this time and try to figure out another way for yourself to create a side hustle, a way for you to generate extra money. I hope those tips were useful to you. If you have any questions, make sure that you comment below. I'm here for you. At the end of the day, let's get your home, and it starts today.